Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob and welcome back to episode number 66 of the Houston Astros franchise here on MLB The Show 20. Today our Houston Astros have a set of series against the Oakland Athletics and the Los Angeles Angels, so they have a really good chance here to make some separation between them and the top of the teams in the AL West, as both the Athletics sit in second place and the Angels sit in third place. So if you're excited for this one, make sure you leave a like and subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content. So continue to make 2021 a good year here on the channel. So first, we're going to be facing the Oakland Athletics, the defending World Series champions at home. Athletics are having a very good follow-up season, and they will be going up against Josh James on the mound. And here is Ramon Laureano first, and he's going to ground out to first base for the first out of the first inning. So now we're going to go take a look at the starting lineup. Their lineup looks a little different than what we're used to. Luis Urias at shortstop is an addition, as well as the powerful Aristides Aquino in right field. This is an Oakland Athletics lineup that is built on the power long ball, and we'll have to see if we can shut them down in this one if we want to get a win. Nice strikeout by Josh James for out number 2, and that's going to bring up Matt Olson, and he's going to strike out as well. So very good first inning from Josh James, who's had an up and down season to this point. On the mound for Oakland will be Sean Manaea, the lefty, who is a perfect 9-0 on the season with a 2.33 ERA. So he's going to be a hard pitcher to get here in this game for Houston. A little bit of a different lineup. They're going to start off with Alex Bregman in the leadoff spot. He's on an 11-game hit streak, so trying to get him some more at-bats on this hot stretch. 2-2 to him, and he looks at a high fastball inside for strike number 3. That's going to bring up Josh Reddick, who's in right field today, and 1-1 to Reddick. He gets a changeup and absolutely launches this one to right field. It's way back off the foul pole and gone. Josh Reddick with an absolute moonball for just the second batter of the game. Hits it 386 down the line, only his third homer of the season. But man, what a display of power by Josh Reddick. That's the first run of the day, and the Astros take a 1-0 lead here. Jose Altuve up next, 2-0 to Altuve. He gets a nice fastball, but he pops it up into center, where Laureano will put it away for out number 2. Let's take a look at this Astros lineup. This is looking a little different in terms of the order. So we just saw Bregman, Reddick, and Altuve. Next we'll see Alvarez at 4, followed by Correa at 5, Springer at 6, Bell all the way down in 7. Garcia's in left field batting 8th, and then Garrett Stubbs, who's had a very good past couple of weeks, is hitting number 9. Here is Yordan Alvarez, and 2-2 to him. He can't connect with a changeup, and he will strike out to end the first. Let's go top 2 now, sticking with this Athletics lineup. Here is Chris Davis, the first batter of the inning. He's going to line out to deep right center, where Reddick will track that one down. Matt Chapman up next, 2-2 to him. He strikes out on the low changeup as well. So a nice start to the game for Josh James. That's going to bring up Aristides Aquino. And on the very first pitch of the bat, he lifts this one deep to left field. And Garcia will watch it fly over the wall. That one is gone. 351 to left field ties this ball game up at 1 apiece. And there's that dangerous power I was talking about on this Athletics lineup. It's top to bottom, a slugging team, and they will make you pay with bad pitches. So now 1-1, Sheldon Neuse steps up to the plate, and on a full count, he's going to lift this one over the glove of Correa into left. So Athletics maybe not done here in the top of the second. Chad Pinder up next, full count to him. He's going to lift this one deep to left center. Garcia's trying to get to it, and he can't get to it, just over his glove. It's going to go up against the wall, and Neuse will run third base, come all the way home, and Athletics have a 2-1 lead here now in the top of the second. Caleb Joseph up next. He strikes out on the slider, but the Athletics have taken the lead here. See if the Astros can answer in the bottom of the second, starting off with Carlos Correa. He gets a slider up in the zone, lifts it to shallow left center, and he can't make the play, as that one will get in just in between all three fielders, and Correa has a leadoff single. Springer up next, 2-2 to him, and he's going to line this one perfectly into left field, so back-to-back base hits here for the Astros gets them going in the bottom of the second. How about Josh Bell's turn? First pitch for him. He lines this one into right field. That's 3 singles in a row. Runner will come around, and Correa will cross home plate. Tie does not occur, and we are tied up at 2-2 this one. But we're not done. No out still in the inning. Garcia lifts it to right field. It is caught. They will not test the arm of Aquino. So that's 1 out, runner still on first and second. Stubbs up next, 1-0 to him. He's going to lift this one into right center. This time Laureano gets to it. and they will test his arm. Springer's going to go to third, and he will make it safely. So now runners on the corners, 2 outs for the top of the lineup. Bregman gets a nice changeup to hit, but he pops it up in the infield, and that'll be out number 3 here in the bottom of the second. Let's go now top 3. Laureano back at the dish at the start of the inning, and James throws a pitch and actually is hurt on the play. He's holding his back. So Josh James will have to come out of this one, and we're going to turn it over to Jose Urania, who was just recently called up from AAA. He will get the sudden appearance, and in the top of the third, he actually does get the job done. It's 2 outs. Matt Olson up next. He will line up into the shift, so Urania does finish the top of the third, but James did go down for this appearance. Now we're going to go top 5. Urania is still on the mound, and back up to the top of the order for the Athletics. First pitch swinging, drifting in front of Stubbs, who fields it, throws it to first, but the runner is safe. Good hustle play by Ramon Laureano, beats out the throw. So that's going to put a runner on first, and now runner's going to take off for second. Wild pitch by Urania gets away from Stubbs. So now on second base, nobody out. Urias does strike out for out number 1. That's going to take us to the power part of the lineup. First off, Matt Olson, 3-1 to him. Shot on the ground to Bell. He will retire him, but the runner does advance to third. Chris Davis up next. 1-2 to him. He's going to hit it up the middle. Correa knocks down the ball, but he can't get to it in time. The run will score, and it's 3-2 Athletics now, as they have taken the lead. Matt Chapman up next. 0-1 to him. That one's lined into right field. That's going to be extra bases, and this Athletics offense starting to get going. Astros need to get this last out. And it's going to be Aristides Aquino again. 1-2 to him. That ball's hit deep to left center. And it's over the wall, off of the train wall, and gone. 3-run shot for Aquino. His second home run of the day. 12th of the season. Goes 404 feet. And Oakland has opened this one up and take a nice, sizable lead. That'll also do it for Jose Urania, as Austin Pruitt will come into this ball game and try to get this last out in the top of the 5th. Sheldon Nius will be up first, 0-1 to him, and he's not done as well. He's shooting this one into the gap. Oakland still trying to put more runs on the board, as that's going to be extra bases. And Pruitt not off to a good start. How about Chad Pinder? 0-1 to Pinder. He's going to shoot this one down the line. Bregman does field it, and Houston does get out of this inning, but it is now 6-2 Oakland. Very next half of the inning, top 6, Caleb Joseph strikes out on the slider. Now top of the order, Ramon Laureano, 2 for 3 on the day. Make it 3 for 4 as that one shot into the outfield, and I'll get down for a base hit. Here comes Luis Urias, 0-3 to him, and he's going to get in on the hit parade as well. Almost in the exact same spot. Laureano will round second, he will round third, and he will come home, and Oakland will extend their lead 7-2 as a rout is starting to occur here in Houston. Matt Olson up next. 1 out, pops it up into left, will be fielded for out number 2. Next up is Chris Davis. 1-2 to him. He looks at a slider he probably could have did something with. But it's 7-2 Athletics now. Astros need some sort of answer here in the bottom of the 7th. Josh Bell will lead us off. And on the very first pitch, Burrell's going to shoot it past the diving glove of Olson at first. And we have a leadoff single for our first baseman. Avisail Garcia up next, 1-1 to him. He's going to hit this one up the middle for a base hit. So another back-to-back singles. And the Astros trying to get something going here in the bottom of the 7th. How about Garrett Stubbs? 2-2 to him. He can't catch up to the slider. That'll be out number 1. Manaea's 7th of the day. But back to the top of the order, Bregman. He looks at a slider that looked like a ball, but that is strike 3, out number 2. And now it's Reddick up at the plate again. He's going to get jammed inside on a fastball, but it's going to get down in front of Davis. Runner will come around and score, and Reddick has driven in another run here in this ball game. So now 7-3 Astros. Altuve up next. Runners are going on the full count. He pops it up into right field, however, and the Astros only get 1 in the bottom of the 7th. How about bottom of the 8th now? Joaquim Soria will finally make his appearance. That'll be it for Manaea. 2.56 ERA on the season for the righty. He'll start off his day with Alvarez, who on a 1-0-1 count will pop up into shallow left center for out number 1. Astros down to their final 5 outs. Correa up next. 2-2 to Correa. Lifts this fastball deep to right field and is carrying. And it's over the wall. A solo shot for Carlos Correa. His 12th home run of the season. Goes 379 to right. And the Astros will get one more run back as they try to chip away at this Oakland lead. As it is now 7-4 Oakland here in the bottom of the 8th. Astros will need a lot more of that here as we get to George Springer up next on the full count. He can't check his swing, so that'll be a strikeout. As now 2 outs, Josh Bell up next, 1-1 to him. And he's going to turn on a fastball and hit it deep to right as well. And once again, Arquino has to look up and is gone. Solo shot for Josh Bell, the 2nd home run of the inning. And Bell's 18th homer of the season. And now it's a 7-5 lead for Oakland. So Astros down but not out, trying to make this one a ball game here late and trying to get something going. It's going to take us to the next pitcher. JB Wendelken will come in, their closer, making an early appearance, going for 4 outs save here in game 1 of this series. Avisail Garcia's up next. He can't catch up to the fastball, so that'll do it for the bottom of the 8th. But let's go to the bottom of the 9th now. Last chance for the Astros. Stubbs going to lead us off. He's going to dribble it to Pinder at short, who will throw him out. So now 2 more outs to go for Oakland. Bregman up next. 1-0 will shoot it down the line into the corner. That'll get up for extra bases. Bregman rounds first, heads to second, and he is safe. And if you weren't keeping track, he does extend his hit streak, because that was finally his first game of the day, and it's up to 12-game hitting streak. Josh Reddick up next, 2-2. He grounds it to the second baseman who throws him out. And now Astros down to their final out. It is Jose Altuve. 1-0 to Altuve. He turns on a slurve, hits it deep to left field, and is gone. Astros complete the comeback. A 2-run shot for Jose Altuve, his 11th homer of the season. And the Astros had tied it up at 7. This was once a 7-2 game. Down to the final out. Houston has brought it back. Now they just need to close it out. And that'll be up to Yordan Alvarez, who gets a nice pitch to handle, pops it up into foul territory. Aquino with a nice hustle play, and he will record the outs. And we are going to extra innings here in Houston. So we'll go through the extra innings kind of fast if nothing happens. And here's Brad Hand on the mound. He's going to get through the top of the 10th. So now we'll go to the bottom of the 10th. Ryan Tepera comes in for Oakland. They yank Wendelken. He hasn't had the best season so far, about a 5 ERA. He will start off with Carlos Correa. And on full count, he will walk Correa. So that is the winning run. And the winning run is now on first base. And they're going to turn to Miles Straw to get some more speed on the base pass. Astros' fastest runner will take first base. Springer up next. He's going to pop up into the infield for out number 1. How about Josh Bell up next? 3-1 to Bell. He turns on a slider. Hits it deep to right center, but is caught. So 2 outs now in the bottom of the 10th. See if Houston strands the runner. As next up, Avisail Garcia on a full count. Runner is going and is hit in the gap and is going to drop. Straw is already past third base, coming home, and the Astros will walk it off in the 10th inning. Avisail Garcia with the walk-off single, and the Astros complete the 7-2 comeback, take the win in game number 1. What a game here in Houston, as they show never give up attitude and come back and win from behind. What a performance by this Houston Astros squad. This is why they are the best team in the American League currently. Josh Bell does get your player of the game, going 3 for 4. I probably would have given it to Reddick. I thought he had a big contribution. But Bell, he had that home run as well. He wasn't a bad idea either. Game number 2, Houston continues the momentum, and they win game 2 5-1. Only 5 hits in this ball game, but it didn't matter. 5 hits ended up being all they needed, as they got all of their runs on the long ball. For game number 3, we do have an injury update in AAA. Aledmys Diaz fractures his hand, so our backup utility infielder will not be around for the next 2 to 3 months. That's kind of a big blow if we have an injury at the majors, but we'll see what happens. Houston also wins game 3, so we sweep the Athletics 8-0 here. Only a 2-hitter for Lance McCullers. That's actually what we need to see from him. But we sweep Oakland and move on to Los Angeles now to face the Angels here in this series. And Angels, they're third place in the AL West, sitting at 39 and 33. So we'll see if we can put a little bit of space between us and them as well. They're wearing their throwback 1961 uniforms at home. And it is Dylan Bundy taking them out for Los Angeles. It was going to be their new acquisition, but they're going to delay Deivi Garcia's Angels debut a little bit longer. Verlander's on the mound for us, and here is a look at the lineups. Angels lineup's the one we kind of come to know and love. And we're going to have Michael Brantley leading off in this one. He is playing left today. Garcia shifts to right, as Canna is dealing with a little bit of a minor injury. That's why you haven't seen Mark Canna so far today. So let's start off with Brantley on a 1-0 pitch. Gets a fastball, hits it to left field, where Upton will put it away for out number 1. Next up is going to be Alex Bregman, still riding that hit streak. He's up to 14 now. And he tries to make it 15. This ball's hit deep to left field, but Upton gets on his horse after a late jump and records out number 2. Next up, Altuve, very next pitch. He's going to lift the ball deep to left field as well. And Upton had a very, very active top of the first. Puts away all 3 outs. How about bottom 1 now? Simmons, he's going to lead off for Los Angeles. He grounds out to Altuve for out number 1. Next up is David Fletcher. 2-2 to Fletcher. He chases the pitch, and it's going to be grounded to Altuve as well. He fields it, throws it to first, and Fletcher is safe. The real Fletcher's safe. The Astros are going to take another look at this one. I thought he was out. And on second look, it does appear that he is thrown out. So the Astros do challenge, and they do get it overturned. So that'll be 2 outs now for Trout. And they're going to not even really give Trout anything to hit, as he will go to first base. Next up, Anthony Rendon, 2-0 to him. Trout actually takes off for second, and a beautiful throw by Stubbs will gun him down for out number 3. It's a very unconventional way to end the bottom of the first. But now we're in the top of the second, where Yordan Alvarez will strike out to begin this half of the frame. Josh Bell up next. First pitch to Bell, and he's going to dribble this one through the infield right side for a base hit. Josh Bell has been quite the pickup here for this Houston offense. He's kind of been the spark that we needed. George Springer up next. 2-1, hits it deep to left center, and it's going to be off the wall as Bell around second goes to third, and Springer has himself a 1-out double in the top of the second. So the Astros threatening once more. It's Correa up next. First pitch swinging. He's going to line it up the infield for a base hit. Bell will come around. Springer will come around. And Houston jumps up to a 2-0 lead here in this one. Garcia up next. 1-2 to him. He's going to try to ground it through the left side of the infield, but Simmons with a beautiful defensive play flashes the leather again, and he gets at least a 1. So that'll bring it up to Stubbs now. 3-1 to him. Fastball right down the middle. But he just pops it up into shallow left field where Simmons will take care of it. So now Astros up to a 2-0 lead. We're going to go bottom 4 now. David Fletcher will start us off. 2-2 to Fletcher. Strikes out on the slider, and Verlander's off to a fine start today. Mike Trout up next. Full count to him, and once more they're going to walk him. Don't want anything to do with Trout. But next up is Rendon. He's going to walk as well, this time on 4 straight pitches. So back-to-back walks is a little alarming. That's going to bring up the powerful Justin Upton, who on a 1-0 count hits this one deep to right center. Springer's going back and makes the catch at the wall. Crashes into it. Trout, though, was on second base. He tags and goes to third, and he tags and comes all the way home. So Trout tags 2 bases and will score the 1 on a very weird sac fly. So it's now 2-1 Houston. Up next is good when he does strike out. But the Angels do get 1 here in the bottom of the 4th. Now we'll go top 6 where Bregman's going to lead us off. He is 0 for 2, so that 14-game hit streak is a little bit in jeopardy. 1-2 to him, and he's going to take this one into left field. Then it's going to get down, so there goes the hit streak. It does extend, and that one is now up to 15 games. So we're going to have to take a look at that, see what happens with that hit streak, as 15 games is nothing to shy away from. Next up is Jose Altuve, 0-1 to him. And he's going to slap this one in about the same spot for a base hit. So back-to-back singles for Houston, and they got something going here now in the top of the 6th. Yordan Alvarez up next, 2-0 to him. He takes the slider right off the pitcher. Won't be able to turn double play, but Alvarez will be thrown out at first for the first out. Josh Bell up next, 1-0 to him, and he hits it up the middle for a base hit. A 1-1 will come around, and Bell's got 2 more RBIs, and the Astros extend their lead. It's now 4-1. That'll also be it for Dylan Bundy, as the former AL Cy Young or NL Cy Young winner Rick Porcello, will come into the game. 1-1 to Porcello, and he will hit this one. Well, never mind. Springer will hit this one deep to right field, but that'll be out number 2. Next up is Carlos Correa, 2-2 to him, and he's going to put one on the ground. Simmons knocks it down with his glove. He does that all the time, but nobody will be thrown out. So now runners on first and second for Avisail Garcia, 3-1 to him, but this will end the inning as Fletcher records the third out. So let's go now to the bottom of the 6th, see if the Angels have any sort of answer. Fletcher will be up first, and he's going to line this one at Altuve for out number 1. Trout is up next, 0-1 to Trout, and he's not going to walk this time. He's going to hit it deep to center, but Springer will put it away for out number 2. So they actually do get an out from Trout. And then it's Rendon up next, 1-0 to him, and he's going to line this one to Altuve at second, who fields the out. So also, just in case you're curious, the Angels do have a run, but they have yet to get a hit here. Verlander has a no-hitter going through 6. He's walked plenty of batters, but a no-hitter is technically still intact. Brian Goodwin, he strikes out on the 0-2 changeup. So that's 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. Next up, Evan White, first pitch swinging. Tries to bloop it into right. Nice track down by Garcia for the second out of the inning. Upton stays put at first. Brandon Marsh up next. He pops it up into center field. So Verlander, he gets through 7 innings of no-hit ball. Will we see history here in Anaheim? David Grullon now, bottom of the 8th. He lines it to Bell. That's 1 out in the 8th. Verlander, he only needs 5 more outs. There's the no-hitter through 7 1/3. Andrelton Simmons up next. First pitch to Simmons, and he bloops it into left field for a base hit. It's actually going to turn into a double. So there goes the no-hit ball. Verlander, 103 pitches, finally gives up his first hit, and that'll actually do it for Verlander. He's kind of out of gas, letting him go, trying to get the history-making no-hitter, but he will be pulled. What a performance here by Verlander, as now it's up to the bullpen, starting with Brad Hand to close this one out for Houston. Hand, 4.05 ERA, will have 2 outs to Trout, and he will hit this one up the middle, and they're actually going to get Trout out again. So Trout 0 for 2 on the day. That'll take us to the bottom of the 9th, where Presley is going to try to get the save opportunity in this one. They wanted the matchup of Hand in the 8th, so now they're going to go to Presley in the 9th. He'll start off with Rendon, 2-0 to him. That's a base hit by the glove of Bell. They're actually going to rule that one an error. Very interesting call on the scorecard. I probably would have ruled that one a hit. But nonetheless, this one is without a doubt a strikeout as Upton goes down for out number 1. That's going to bring us to Brian Goodwin. Full count to Goodwin up the middle. Correa fields it, doesn't step on second, throws out to first. So that could have been ball game. But this game's still alive. Evan White up next, and he's going to line it up the middle for a base hit. And because of that slight mishap, it'll be a run for Los Angeles, and White's going to take 2. So now 4-2 Houston, and tying run is at the plate. This one's getting a little spicy. Brandon Marsh up next. He strikes out, though, in the dirt. Stubbs will throw him out at first, and that is your ball game. Houston wins Game 1 here in Los Angeles, 4-2. Verlander with an epic performance, close to history, gets the win. Bundy gets the loss. Presley gets his 5th save. And Verlander will be named player of the game, I assume. And yeah, he is named player of the game. 7 1/3 of no-hit ball. Just an absolute phenomenal performance, showing no signs of slowing down, despite 6 walks, however. Game 2, Houston wins this one as well, 7-3. So we've won 5 straight against AL West opponents. Bregman, however, does not get a hit in this one, so his hit streak does fall at 15 games. And then game number 3, we win as well, 12-3, a 5-burger in the 2nd. And Houston sweeps both Oakland, and we sweep Los Angeles. So we put a very good amount of distance between us and 2nd and 3rd, and we now have a 9-game lead in the AL West. Yes, it's only mid-June. There's still plenty of baseball to be played, but the Astros are sitting comfy here and just made statements against both of their division rivals. We continue our AL West matchups, except this time we have a very friendly matchup at home against Seattle, and also a very friendly matchup at home against Baltimore, who is 25-50. So we have an even better chance to put some space between us and the rest of the American League. We will see Rogelio Alvarez Terrace starting it off against Seattle. But that'll do it in this one. We sweep both our series, so that's pretty exciting. If you do enjoy, make sure you leave a like and subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content, as our Astros continue to roll here in the 21-21 season. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.